Yo, it's Big Ant the spokesman, and we're back with another episode of Urban Politicians TV, UPTV. Make sure y'all stay locked in and keep your focus sharp because we got another crazy story to break down today. This has without a doubt been one of the roughest weeks in the media for Floyd Mayweather, and what makes it even crazier is that this comes right after another week where multiple situations already had people talking. But now things have taken another turn because reports came out that Floyd was facing 2 charges in Nevada, and his team reportedly showed up in court to handle the situation while Floyd himself was not there. The allegations are that Floyd was connected to a luxury jewelry business out there, a company that deals with high-end resale items, and they claim he received merchandise but allegedly provided a $200,000 check that they say was knowingly bad. According to the reports, the company said Floyd eventually stopped communicating with them. The Wells Fargo check never cleared, and after repeated attempts to reach him went unanswered, they decided to move forward with legal action. Then, of course, 50 Cent jumped into the conversation and started making jokes about the situation, which immediately became one of the biggest talking points online. But now there's another development making headlines because Floyd is reportedly facing a lawsuit connected to advance money for future fights that were supposed to happen. One of those situations involved a possible matchup with Mike Tyson, which had people talking when it first surfaced, and another involved Manny Pacquiao in what was expected to be an official fight that would count toward his professional record. The claims are that money was taken up front, but the obligations were allegedly not completed, while Floyd continued moving forward and setting up other events, including the fight he reportedly has scheduled coming up on the 27th. And when 50 Cent caught wind of everything, he went online with a message basically saying, "Champ, I'm here if you need help. I saw Mr. Carr. I was working in Shreveport. Hit me." Now the comments started going crazy, and just like the last time this happened, people were saying 50 Cent was about to turn this entire situation into content. Some even suggested that 50 might be putting together a documentary about Floyd Mayweather and the financial issues surrounding him in recent times. But let me be clear, I'm not here celebrating anybody losing money or going through problems. The goal is to cover the stories people are watching, the conversations everybody is having, and the moments that actually make people want to click and understand what's happening. And this situation is interesting because Floyd Mayweather is one of the biggest names boxing has ever produced, and his entire image has always been built around wealth, success, luxury, and showing people how he turned boxing into a money machine. So seeing someone with that type of brand connected to multiple lawsuits and financial headlines is something people are naturally going to pay attention to. Now, the history between Floyd and 50 Cent is no secret because those two fell out years ago. So when something like this happens, everybody already knows 50 is going to have jokes, he's going to troll, and he's going to use the moment because that's exactly what he does. When somebody is no longer in his circle, he has shown before that he will remind the world why things changed. But to be fair, 50 Cent has also been saying for years that situations like this could eventually happen with Floyd. And now people are going back looking at those old comments, wondering if he saw something coming before everybody else.
For instance, 2002. There was a point where I'm looking at things and I'm going, yo, we kind of got the wrong messaging point. Because we're saying we got all the money in the world, we're going to burn it, we're going to get it again. So what? When you say change it, he goes, nah, you do that, Fob. He said something to me one time, very simple. He said, what a prize fighter fight for? And I'm like, and he said, the prize. Don't nobody watch Floyd fight to see how amazing he is. They watch it for the opportunity to see him lose.
Right.
Because they don't like him. They don't like him because everything that he says is about money.
And now we're seeing another layer to this whole situation, because with these latest allegations, people are saying Floyd Mayweather is accused of taking advance money connected to fights and not fulfilling the agreements. The lawsuit being talked about is reportedly worth more than $6 million. And when you go through the details being discussed, the claims are that Floyd was supposed to handle everything, but the other side believes there was more to it than just finishing a deal. They're accusing him of making a bad business move, saying he promoted another fight shortly after allegedly receiving another $150,000 advance. They're also going after the company that represented Floyd, while Floyd himself has his own lawsuit against that same person, reportedly claiming around $175 million was taken from him. On top of that, Floyd is also involved in another legal battle connected to a Showtime representative, with claims involving hundreds of millions of dollars. So when you add everything together, you're looking at lawsuits and accusations involving more than $500 million. Both sides are making serious claims, and both sides are trying to tell their version of the story. Now, to be fair, Floyd has come out and denied the recent $200,000 jewelry situation, saying those allegations are not true. And I'm not here acting like I know every detail, because I wasn't there. I don't know the agreement between Floyd and that jeweler, and I don't know exactly what happened behind closed doors. But you have to look at the bigger picture. When you file lawsuits, especially at this level, it opens the door for people to start digging into your personal business, your finances, and your past decisions. The other side is going to present their argument, and that's exactly what we're seeing now, with claims and photos being brought forward, suggesting Floyd was spending money at an extreme level. They're alleging that Floyd's lifestyle costs anywhere from $1 to $3 million a month, and that he was taking advances from fights even during his active boxing career. Now, the part that really caught my attention was hearing that Floyd was even considering getting back in the ring for an official fight that would count toward his record against Manny Pacquiao. I had to stop and think about that, because that's not the image Floyd spent years building. And I'm not saying Floyd is the only person who has changed their mind, or that nobody can ever be inconsistent, because everybody is human. But when you look at how Floyd always talked about boxing, the greatness of the sport, the technical side, and protecting the legacy of the game, this feels like something that doesn't completely match that message. The question becomes, why is Floyd Mayweather, a fighter who is already considered one of the greatest ever, continuing to take these exhibition matches? And it would look different if it was just him staying active in the gym or helping the next generation, but these fights are clearly about making money. And there's nothing wrong with getting paid. Nobody can blame a person for chasing another bag. But when you are Floyd Mayweather, when you are that level of fighter, people expect something different. Because we're talking about a man who is one of the best to ever put on gloves, someone who built an entire legacy around defense, skill, intelligence, and proving people wrong. So when fans see him stepping into the ring against names that don't carry the same history, they start asking questions like, what is really happening behind the scenes? And then when more reports come out about financial disputes, payments involving people he has children with, and other accusations being thrown around, it creates even more conversation. People look at Floyd's career earnings, numbers that have been reported around the billion-dollar range, and then they start thinking about taxes, spending, lifestyle, and everything that comes with maintaining that image. Because making hundreds of millions doesn't always mean you keep hundreds of millions. Now, the lawsuits are claiming Floyd lost or had hundreds of million dollars taken from him, while other reports are making people wonder what the real story is. The more information comes out, the more people are asking the same question: what is actually going on with Floyd Mayweather right now? And now there are even reports that people are trying to stop or cancel the upcoming fight in Greece, while more business issues continue to surface. There are also claims that Floyd had problems with a Netflix-related business agreement, where he was expected to work exclusively with one team, but allegedly ended up making a deal somewhere else. And that's where people start looking at everything together and saying, wait, what is really happening here? Because this isn't just about one lawsuit or one situation anymore. It has turned into a much bigger conversation about business, money, legacy, and what happens when one of the biggest names in sports starts facing questions from multiple directions. Me personally, I understand one thing about money, and I'm not saying this from the perspective of somebody who has lived a billionaire lifestyle, because I've never had that type of wealth. I've never been in Floyd Mayweather's position, so I'm not going to sit here and act like I know exactly what that level of money feels like. But sometimes people look at someone with millions and assume the money can never run out. And I don't believe Floyd is sitting there with his last dollar, struggling to figure out how he's going to survive next week. That's not what I'm saying at all. But when you look from the outside, when you look at the documents, the lawsuits, and some of the moves being made, it creates the feeling that he's trying to maintain a lifestyle that was built during the height of his career. Because the reality is, nobody can keep spending forever at the same level if that same amount of money is no longer coming in. I don't care who you are, how famous you are, or how much you've made before. Money is only endless when the income keeps matching the lifestyle. And that's the part people need to understand. We're going to have to wait and see how everything plays out, because there are still a lot of questions surrounding this situation. I just wanted to bring y'all the latest update and let y'all decide what you think about it. More videos are coming, more conversations, more breakdowns. You already know what it is. Stay locked in, stay focused, and always stay on your pivot.